If you feel overwhelmed every time you sit down to trade, there's a specific reason why. And in this video, I'm gonna show you why trading feels overwhelming and what's actually causing it and how to fix it without changing your strategy or adding more indicators or anything like that. Like by the end of this video, you will understand what needs to change so that trading can feel structured instead of feeling stressful. So the first point that I want to kind of talk about is overwhelm comes from decision overload, not actually emotions, right? When you have to make too many decisions, there's very hard to implement structure to that. For example, like when we were growing up, right? When we had chores to do, we didn't really have like too many chores. We might have to sweep and do the dishes and take the trash out, clean our room, and then maybe take the dog out, right? That's only 5 things we had to do. But if we had 50 chores we needed to do, right, we would be stressed the freak out. We was already stressed out with 5. Imagine being stressed out and you got like 50 other things you got to do. Even if you did 40, you still didn't do all your chores and you could still get in trouble, right? That's what trading feels like. When we have so many decisions that we need to make based on our strategy, based on the market conditions, based on news and all this other stuff, it becomes overwhelming. So the secret to this is you really need to just decrease the amount of stuff that you are doing. So like ask yourself this question, right? Because you might be thinking, well, Sean, how the heck do I do that? Really ask yourself, what are the decisions you have to make as a trader in order to ensure that you have a winning trade or a successful trade take place, right? Because there's such things as variables like finite things that you need to actually do, and then there's confluences. So when I say confluences, that means like this is an additional thing that makes me more confident in this thing working out, right? So if you have to add confluence, then watch this, that's an added step that makes you feel like you can trust this thing more, right? But is it actually making sure that this trade will be successful? Because for example, have you had a successful trade without that confidence? Like if I took that indicator off of your thing, would you still be able to take that trade the right way? If I took this, this thing, the way that you looked at the market based on a couple strategies and stuff like that, that you were trying to pair together, if I took one of those away and you just looked at one, like few steps, like 1 to 3 steps, 5 steps that you're looking for, right? Would that be less decisions, but still could you make money with it? If you can answer yes to that question, then you should just like lighten that load. Because again, watch this. I'll give you another example. Like I just love analogies. Like if y'all here, y'all know I love analogies, right? Let's try this, right? I'm gonna count to 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? I'm gonna do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So you see how long it took me to count to 10. Now I'm gonna count to 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You see how fast I'm able to get to that? So what this means, you're probably like, well, what the heck are you doing? Is something wrong with you? But like, if you have 10 steps, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, I gotta check moving averages. I gotta check RSI. I gotta check MACD. I gotta check market structure. I gotta check this. I gotta check for breaker structure. I gotta check for, so you see how all these things, it takes longer for you to get to your objective, right? Finishing going through the steps. But if I'm only looking for 2 things, I'm looking for a reversal with continuity, reversal with continuity, reversal with continuity. That is a more repeatable process. So that's easier for you to practice. That's easier for you to trade. That's easier for you to just overall use. So again, to get over that overwhelm, try to reduce the amount of decision overload you have to go through. The next point is most traders don't have rules that limit their damage. So there's either 2 things that's limiting you right now. You don't have a daily max loss, you don't have like a size ceiling, you don't have a max risk per trade, or you have all those things, but you don't follow them, right? So as simple as this. I'm not even gonna stay on this point that long. If you don't have those risk managements in place, then put them in place, right? It's as simple as that. You can steal them from somebody else. You can steal them from me. Like I actually have a video, I'll probably drop it in the description, like how I manage my risk and what I do for my funded accounts, what I do for the evaluation accounts, and what I do for my personal account. So I'll make sure to drop that in the link below and you can watch that next, right? So you can get a risk management strategy from somebody else or like just model it after that. But also, if you have one, then just follow it. Right? There's no reason that you shouldn't be following your risk management strategy. And you might be thinking to yourself, yes, there is, because you've taken a loss before in the market. And then as soon as you took that loss, you said, all right, I'm gonna be done for today so I can follow my rules. And then as soon as you said, I'm done trading for today, another opportunity presents itself that you feel like you could have taken and then you would have made back a lot of money, right? And then you're like, dang, I should have traded. So then the next day you show up and you take way more trades than you're supposed to. You don't get that opportunity you thought you could have gotten yesterday, and then you end up losing more money than you were supposed to. Can I get an amen, somebody? Right? That's somebody's condition. That might be something that you're going through, right? But I don't want you to focus on what you're missing out on. I want you to focus on at least just following your rules, because in the beginning stages of trading, even in the intermediate stage of trading where you've been trading for a few years, your goal should be to preserve capital. That is your number one job as a trader, not to make money, to preserve capital. Because if you don't have any capital, you can't make money. You need to have money in your account to take a trade in the first place. So if you don't have that, you can't trade. So your first job is capital preservation, right? So that's point number 2. Point number 3 is confidence comes from constraints, not freedom, right? And this is kind of like paradoxical. Paradoxical means like the equal opposite of this thing is true. So in order to be free, you need to be bound to something. So in order for you to be confident, you need to have some restraints, right? In order for you to be confident in a system, you need to have rules that remove second guessing and impulsive behavior, right? The reason, for example, the reason that you're confident driving with one of your parents, for example, right? Somebody else might be getting in your car with your mom and be like, bro, she drives crazy. Are you okay? And you just like, it's my mom, right? But the reason that you can say that is because you've been used to driving with her for so long. So the rule was, in this case, quote unquote, I get in the car with my mom, she drives, and then I just sit here and I'm just chilling, right? And you've done that so many times, hundreds of times, thousands of times, to the point where that produces confidence. That confidence is produced through repetition. So rules allow you to not second guess, because you can now say to yourself subconsciously, if I follow these rules, this is the result that I get over a long enough period of time. So the longer that you follow your rules and stuff like that, that's what creates a system. So you see all these people, these gurus and stuff like that on YouTube, they be talking about, I have the Holy Ghost strategy and the Holy Girl risk management thing, and I'm just so confident in this is the best strategy ever, right? It's not actually the best strategy ever. They just have a strategy that they've tested so much that they have rules on that they follow, and then it removes impulsive behavior and it allows them to be consistent. Right? That's our goal as a trader anyway. And you don't need to copy necessarily their strategy. You just need to find your set of rules, your things that you use to take action on trades. And then you need to follow that, right? So just to summarize, the 3 things that we talked about, right, is make sure you, in order to like get over that overwhelm, make sure you like loosen your decision overload. So take less decisions when you trade. Number 2, most traders, again, don't have those rules in place to limit their damage. Put a max daily loss in place. Put a max trade loss in place. Put those things in place, and then when you have them in place, follow them. And then number 3, confidence comes from constraints. Make sure that you have guidelines that you're actually following, and do those for a long enough period of time to producing you the confidence to actually do it. And again, I'll say it one more time, like if you want to actually fix this permanently, I have a video in the description where I literally break down my risk management strategy, so you can watch that, and that'll actually help you out a ton. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Let's get it.